Hello everybody, Harry Brailsford with the Microsoft 365 Nation. I'm still in Austin, Texas, staying a couple of extra days after South by Southwest, but that's a whole nother story and a whole nother set of videos you can watch. But I'm with a longtime friend from the partner community, Rudy Rodriguez. Rudy, good to see you.
Great to see you, Harry.
First of all, thanks for the recommendation. We are at a fine restaurant on the hills of Austin looking over the lakes of Austin. This Lake Travis?
Lake Travis. Yes.
Yeah, no, this is world class, and I thank you for the visual. Our audience, they may not know who you are, so let's roll back all the way to the beginning. You went to the University of Texas. Let's roll back to Texas.
that far back. Oh my.
So who are you?
Oh, my name's Rudy Rodriguez. I'm a over 30-year veteran of the IT channel.
Yep.
Started out way back in 1987.
Yep.
Started an IT service company here in Austin.
Yep.
Became a national training company. We grew that from the humble location here in Austin to 38 locations across the U.S.
Not only did you carry the bag, you carried multiple bags.
Multiple bags, yes. I covered coast to coast every quarter. Used to hit all 38 cities.
Yep.
We had over 800 employees. Pretty good sized company. We sold that in the mid 90s.
Yes, sir.
And worked there for a while. Then spun off. I semi-retired for a while.
Yes, sir.
Then jumped jumped right back into it because my wife kicked me out of the house.
Yeah.
And so got back into it. Started another IT service company. Grew that to about a $10 million a year business.
Yeah.
Then I
Who says lightning doesn't strike twice?
Exactly. Then sold that off and then started an MSP.
Yep.
We started out during the BPOS days of Microsoft.
God.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Oh, you didn't hear that.
That was really brutal. But we grew that and then had separated from some partners there.
Sure.
And now have started a whole new digital marketing service company to address the needs of partners as the marketplace has changed.
Yeah, and we're just I think I told you on the drive up, by the way, we're at the Oasis restaurant. I believe you said at one time they were a client of yours.
Yes.
And lightning did in fact strike and what was burn it down and they rebuilt it?
Oh, they burnt it down. It was a huge fire about 7 years ago as lightning hit. This all used to be wooden decks and now it's all concrete decks. But It was a massive fire. It was a really sad day when it burned down. So.
Well, before we get to the trade association talk, which I really want to emphasize, but as I told you, one of our pillars at Microsoft 365 Nation in 2019 is we're covering security, and you're providing marketing services to MSPs. And believe me, we appreciate that. And you shared an example of someone you're working with now or recently who really didn't have a engaging security message. Maybe if you want to capsulize that.
Sure. So one of the things that we've noticed in our marketing services in working with MSPs from across the country is people are having a hard time just adapting to what the marketplace is looking for.
Right.
Then companies like Microsoft and all the others that exist out there are throwing countless numbers of products and services out there, and partners formulating the packages. Which one should I choose? What product should I incorporate into my packages? And then what am I going to charge for those things? And then what can the marketplace really adapt to?
Yeah.
So we work with them to really help them formulate that story and identify. Here's the packages. Here's the way I'm going to address the market. So you can address each individual component. So each MSP can have their own unique story about their own security package.
Yeah.
So we work very closely with them. So having been in that business and understanding it at all different levels is really pull it together and say what works for you. And then we even drill down by doing something we call voice of customer. We call their customers, what do you like about these MSPs? And get them to tell us a story, and then we work with the MSP and really pull it out of them and get the best story out of them so they can go out and formulate the best package to fit the domain that they're servicing.
Yeah, and if it were easy, everybody could do it. I mean, all this stuff, A, it doesn't happen on its own, and B, it's harder than it looks.
Yes.
Has been my personal experience. Let's change the conversation. So you are a longtime leader of the IAMCP. So let me try here.
Yeah.
International Association of Microsoft Certified Partners?
Channel partners now.
Okay.
Channel partners, yeah.
Well, see how far back I go to the 90s. Okay, channel partners. So what is the IAMCP? Then I want to pose the question, why should the listener join? But what is it?
Well, the IAMCP is an association. It's actually a peer-to-peer group of Microsoft partners from across the world. There's between 3,000 and 4,000 partners from across the world, a little over 1,000 here just in the U.S.
Yeah.
And so this association, we're actually, this year is our 25th year of existence.
Jeez.
So it started a long time.
I remember when it started.
Yeah, it actually started in Dallas, Texas. Dallas was the first chapter, and the whole Texas. We know the Texas chapters were the pillars of the start.
Of course,
with New York City. Yeah, we call it the Republic of Texas chapters. Anyway, so I was one of the three founders of the Austin chapter, and then just worked my way up through the organization to become president of the U.S. and then eventually worldwide president. And so I've continued to work with partners from across the world, and especially here in Texas, working partners network together to help understand and grow their businesses. Because what we do is we serve as mentors for other partners as well. So you can learn from us more senior people. We can also learn from the Born in the Cloud partners that are out there.
Amen.
And we all learn from each other, share ideas. We help each other staff each other's companies when we need help. When we need help in other markets that we don't necessarily service, then we can tap into our network and use those partners to help us execute on projects. And that can happen all over the world.
Yeah, and what I found, at least at and we like the IAMCP both at Microsoft 365 Nation and my other company, SMB Nation, and I found that it's a business relationship maybe first, and then maybe the technology, the hardcore NT registry follows second. Is that fair?
Right. It is, when the association first started, it was only business owners.
Right.
And so as business owners, you work to help each other grow each other's business, and everyone was wary, the competitive cycle things. A
little bit of that.
But we worked together, and then we started to, we wanted to go wider and deeper in companies. So then we let other people join the association. And so now we have salespeople, marketing people, we have technical people as well as business owners.
Okay.
And it's a very vibrant community.
Okay, so it has diversified a little bit since I paid my dues, as it were. Speaking of the dues, my recollection in modern times is it's $200 a year. It's a reasonable number.
Yeah, we've never raised the dues. It's $195 a year. It's a great deal. Just the free lunches, you'll get that money back.
Yeah, I do.
But it's really worthwhile, because then even at regional levels, we participate in a lot of trade shows together.
Yeah, you do.
And in conferences. So there's ways to get more than that money back. And so one of the things that we work with, and I know I work with partners, is how to get that money back and then some.
Yeah.
Because we want you to get the payback by just growing your business.
Yeah.
And because you can share information like other peer groups do, but without sharing the competitive information.
Right.
And so we literally discuss, what's working for you versus, somebody else. And you'll find that partners, like when you're an MSP and you're doing an installation, you may find that you need an accounting partner to help you with that, or Dynamics partner. And so there's plenty of business for all of us. Or you need a SharePoint partner, or you need a SQL partner. You may not do it all. And now, because everybody, you're required to really work within your domain and your areas of expertise, you need to rely on other partners, and you need to have partners that you trust. So we build a circle of trust within the community.
Yeah.
And then you can depend on the leaders to help you when you need additional help. And that works really, really well.
Well, I put the URL on the bottom of the screen so people can go join a local chapter or start a local chapter. Now, I think you're also being a little bit modest, because you have the high honor of, I'm aware that you're the Chairman Emeritus, and I believe they named, and I'm going to get this wrong, is it a scholarship fund or something after your name?
Yeah, I'm very, very proud of that.
Okay.
This is
what is it?
It's the Rudy Rodriguez STEM Scholarship Fund.
Oh, STEM. Well, we like STEM.
Yeah, and so that was an idea that we had one of the things that we wanted to do was provide more value for our partners for being members. And so every year we give away a scholarship to the child of a deserving member. And so I was very proud this year, the young gentleman who won the scholarship is going to major in computer science at the University of Texas, my alma mater.
It's a fine college.
and he's from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting, because at one of the presentations I did late last year in Dallas, I was really pitching the scholarship, and we had a whole bunch of prospective members in the room, and this gentleman came up to me and he goes, "You just gave me a reason to rejoin." And guess what? His son won the scholarship.
Yeah.
And it's a scholarship that you can apply for year over year. So this year was a $2,500 scholarship.
Yeah.
And right now I'm on a mission to go raise about $1 million for the scholarship fund, because we wanted to eventually become an endowed fund.
Right.
And then we can continue, and maybe we can grow this into a much larger scholarship for multiple kids across the U.S.
Yeah.
And it can be one of your employees, it can be one of your children. So that's a great reason to join the IAMCP.
I like it, because we've done some coverage, again, maybe more on the SMB Nation side, but we've done some coverage on STEM and STEAM, and women getting involved in technology, and I know the IAMCP has a huge message there. Final question, what national event, we're sitting here in late March in Austin, Texas after South by Southwest, is the Microsoft Inspire Conference maybe the next national venue people could come see the IAMCP?
Absolutely. We always have a huge presence at Inspire, and one of the great things, if you're a member there, every year we conduct what's known as executive roundtables.
Yep.
And so we've gotten Microsoft presidents there. We've gotten last year we even had Satya Nadella appear at one of our luncheons. And so
I missed that one, darn it.
Yeah. And it's really great because you're usually in a room of about 50 people, so you get some real face time with a Microsoft executive. So Gabriella Schuster always attends, and Phil Sorgen, lots of great people, and it's an unfiltered environment. You can ask whatever questions you have about what's impacting your business and your marketplace, and they'll answer them candidly. It's a great way to go meet Microsoft executives. So great return on your investment.
So Microsoft Inspire, mid-July, Las Vegas. I know it's hot. It's not our fault. All right. Well, Rudy, thanks for recommending this great restaurant, telling us about the AMCP, and again, folks, to close off. So Microsoft 365 Nation is a community that's a big conversation with multiple pillars, and I maybe would offer a fourth or a fifth pillar needs to be the networking, mentoring, and participation in the IAMCP.
Absolutely, and we certainly would like to have all of you as members. So join today.
There we go.
Thank you, everybody.